Hey, this is Ben Alden with Platinum Protective Coatings and Ben, the Bedliner guy on YouTube. Today I want to talk to you about how to maintenance a wet cup. I made a lot of videos about this, but this one I want to show you exactly how to flush out the reservoir cup, flush out the lines, and to make sure that the wet cup is working properly. So I have literally let my wet cup go way longer than it has to be. Just so I can show you how bad it can be inside the cup. So I've neglected to clean it for a while, and I'm going to show you exactly what it looks like when you neglect these things. So what you're going to need to do to clean the wet cup is you're going to need an air chuck. This is just connected to my drum pump feed line. You're going to need some throat seal liquid. We sell it in 5-gallon pails, which I think is the best way to buy it, or you can get it in these little quart containers, or I guess 32-ounce containers. You're going to need some rags and then a mixing stick. Alright, so the first thing I like to do is I like to jog the machine so that my displacement pump is all the way in the up position. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So basically you're going to wake your machine up. I'm going to go into the jog mode, and I'm just going to kind of rotate the machine. So now I've rotated the machine so that the displacement pumps are all the way up. In order to tell that, you can look at your resin side and you'll see that. Okay. So now let's go ahead and maintenance the wet cup. So the wet cup sits down inside here. So this one's in pretty rough shape. You're going to see how nasty it gets when it starts to mix with the ISO. And I'll put it here. That's what happens. So when I said I neglected it just to show you this video, you can see how bad it gets, and eventually it just gets to where it's not working anymore. So now it's all chunky. Should be in a liquid form. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and shove a rag in here, kind of get some of this stuff cleaned out. It's going to take me an extra minute. Let me get another rag. This one's pretty bad. I'm just going to blow some air in there just to kind of... So I'll run one more rag through that thing just to make sure that it's fairly clean. Okay, so now the reservoir cup is cleaned out. I'm just going to go ahead and fill it up. I like to go about 2/3 of the way full. Okay, maybe just a little bit more. There you go. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and maintenance the valves. So what you have here is you have a an inlet valve. This is your inlet valve here with the filter on it. We're going to pull that filter right off. All right. Just going to blow that filter out with air. Okay. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and take my air chuck. I'm going to insert it into the inlet valve. Just like this. And then this is going to make a little bit of a mess. So just going to kind of give it just a little shot. You can see how it comes out of the return. I'm just trying to get the lines cleaned out. You don't have to hammer down on the air, just a little bit. All right, so now that's done. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to go ahead and prime the system. So the best way to do that is to take your throat seal liquid bottle that has a little bit of a cap on it. So just gonna slice the end of that off. You're gonna jam this into the inlet valve with the filter and just kind of squeeze the bottle. You're just going to kind of run all the way through until it comes out the return. Alright, so now we have it coming out the return. Replace our filter. So now we have to put our inlet and return valve back into our reservoir cup. So I'm just going to kind of run it through like this. So what's important here is that you want the return all the way in the bottom, and you want to pull the inlet, or the one with the filter on it, the inlet valve with the filter on it, all the way to the top of the throat seal liquid. So I'm going to slide the garbage out of the way. I'm going to set this in here. Okay, and then I'm going to orientate the filter to be at the very top, and the return's going to be at the very bottom, right here. Might be hard to see on the video. All right. So now what I want to do is I'm going to go back to the machine, and if you want to check to see if the wet cup is actually working properly, there's two ways to check. One is when somebody is spraying, you can come in and look at these white lines right here. All right, they should pulsate while the machine is being run. If you want to check it by yourself, you're going to have to jog the machine. So to jog the machine, you're going to want the valves in the recirculation position. Okay, you can go ahead and turn on your jog mode. I'm just going to connect my drum pumps real quick. And I'm going to throttle up my jog mode a little bit. So we'll turn it on. If you want to come over here, I'm at J7 right now. Let me go up a little bit higher. I can feel this thing pulsating and moving. These lines right here. Kind of tough to see in the video, but they're actually moving, okay? So that tells me that the wet cup is working properly. So we'll go ahead and shut this down. Okay. And there you have it. That's another episode of Ben the Bedliner Guy, how to maintenance your wet cup. I will say, in adding these 90-degree fittings here with the hose barbs, which are on the front of your displacement pump and on the rear of your displacement pump, you may want to take them off once or twice a year just to clean out those fittings. They will get clogged first, especially the one in the back, and then once they're clogged, it starts to migrate through the whole system. So check us out, Platinum Protective Coatings here in upstate New York. We are the authorized distributor for Bolt Liner. Let us know if you need help. Thank you.